roll it up, roll it up. Let's roll it up, roll it up. Why talk about it, be about it, take another shot.
Hey, yo, what's going down? I'm OD, and this is SlumpedSessions, man. We got a special interview today. We got Kleva de la Nawf in the studio.
AKA Big Mo, AKA Topo Chico Papi. I used
Yeah.
to be 40-ounce Papi, but like I said, like growing with age.
With
you know
the
Shit too
Michelobs
bloated
now.
With the Michelobs now. So now the Topo Chico Papi, I mix it a little bit with some Jameson.
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 Really?
Yes.
I've never had Jameson.
Never had Jameson. All right, well, if you ever have Jameson, don't drink it frozen because it's nasty. Don't put it in the freezer like normal whiskeys. And
Is there different kinds
I
of
feel like
Jameson?
whiskeys should be drinking at room temperature. Yeah, there's like cascades, like there is with like Crown or whatever. Like you get the higher shelf, like the more distilled shit. But Jameson, I feel like is the go-to.
I might have to try it.
But it's a little rough. We take it with a pickleback.
Ooh.
It's like with not a pickle in the back. Pickleback.
Ooh.
No, okay. We do
Is that what Jameson does?
Yeah, we do it with a pickleback. So you take like pickle juice shot. Well, pickle juice, for those of y'all who don't know, will kill any like alcohol taste in your mouth or like any flavor. Like
I
if you
didn't know
shoot
that.
it, if you chase it with the pickle juice, it'll go like you take a tequila shot and it's like rough. Take pickle juice afterwards, a little bit of it, it'll clear that shit right up. You won't even taste it no more.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you take more shots with pickle juice, but you also might have diarrhea. So there's that.
There's a give and take to
Yeah,
it.
of course.
You drink more, but you got diarrhea at
For
the end of the
sure,
night.
for sure. So you want diarrhea or a hangover? I don't know. Or be drunk.
I don't know. Shit, that's a. What would you rather have, diarrhea or hangover?
Hangover, because I got a fucked up stomach, so I'd rather have hangover.
Yeah, I'd rather have a hangover. Fuck diarrhea.
And I'm gonna wake up and bite the dog that bit me in the morning and drink another Jameson shot. Fuck it.
Hey, that's a good way to start out the podcast. Straight talking about diarrhea and shit.
And shit.
Yeah. Hey. Okay, man. Let's start it out for real, with who is Kleva? Who is Kleva de la Nawf?
Kleva de la Nawf. It's me.
You.
It's me. I don't know what else to say. Add to that, like, I feel like the best things are up for interpretation. So it's like whatever you think I am, or you people that have seen me, they think I'm certain types of things. Like whatever you think, whatever, it's true. Yeah, whatever. We ride with that. You know what I'm saying? However your perception is of, however you see me move about and things like that. Like that's it. It's not up to me to make the decision for you. So
You just
I'm just going with what I feel. I'm being myself. And
you just yourself. It's up to other people to figure out who you are. And
yeah, who they want me to be. And then most of the time, it's not even who you are. It's who they made up in their head or who they want you to be.
That's exactly how it is. People be having a perception of you, and that's not even how it really be.
Yeah, for sure. I always hear people come up to me and be like, "Oh, you're not as an asshole as the people say you are." Like, why would people even say that? Like, oh, I feel like I'm cool as fuck. Like, but I feel like I'm cool as fuck. I might be an asshole. There might be some.
There might be some times.
There might be some truth to that.
Or some one-offs where maybe you in a bad mood because somebody
sure.
catch you at a bad time.
Yeah.
They just get a bad experience.
Yeah, for sure. I try not to be that way though with people. I try to be like always accepting, always, you know. So yeah, Kleva de la Nawf. I'm just a kid who loves hip hop music. I love fucking business. I love fucking learning, and I like to make good music. And that's it, man. I want to take this shit to the next level and do something that's never been done in the city. So right now we're working on that. I feel like we got a lot of momentum. So I mean, if those of you that haven't heard of Kleva de la Nawf, just stay tuned, man, because you'll hear about me soon. If you're watching it right now, then you're hearing about me right now.
Yeah, I mean, so you say you love hip hop, man. So what are some of like your influences and where did you get like your style from? Or
I don't know. I like to tell people that I'm like a mix of like Outkast and UGK, but since recently I've been like that's my blend, or where I try to fit in that pocket. Like I like to rap like this, but I also like to make jams. And Outkast and UGK to me, like they were always wrecking. But I feel like they made jams too, like something you could just put on. I didn't have to listen to not a single word or whatever, but I just felt the mood and the vibe of like what it was. And that might be just exactly what we are, because this is a lot of South shit, like dirty South shit. But I don't know. I've listened to everything, and I can't just say it's hip hop, because I grew up listening to Tejano music, listening to like oldies with my parents. I'm first generation, so my dad was born in Mexico, where he lives now. He was deported when I was a kid. So shit, yeah, that's. A lot of the style comes from everything. Every experience, single experience, and every song that I've listened to my whole life has shaped whatever it is right now. I've taken what I've liked from each genre and kind of made it my own. And I would hope to like branch off and be another genre one day. So like,
it's always evolving with music.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. I mean, you.
I think that one day it's gonna be all one genre.
I mean,
like music is just gonna be one genre. It's all
just
gonna
be
mix
music.
and twingle. Yeah, it's all just gonna be music. But that would be fucked up for radio stations, because then what they gonna do?
You're gonna have I mean, I guess there's still gonna be like distinguished country and distinguished
But what is distinguishing them right now besides like race?
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, you have all these hip hop country songs that are charting at the tops.
Well, that's because what's his name? What's that kid's name?
Lil Nas X.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a whole thing that's coming.
But he ain't the first one to do it because we had Nelly doing it with Tim McGraw back in the day.
Hey, that was a good song.
Yeah.
People
over and over again.
Hey, people used to hate on that song, but I like.
Doesn't Nelly got a song back out with that other dude? That one, that other, he's like mixed dude that sung country like on Facebook and got famous. What's his name? He's like, he looks white, but he looks black, but he has a deep ass voice.
Oh, fucking Kane Brown.
Kane Brown.
Yeah.
Didn't they got a song together?
I don't know.
I think they just recently did one. Nelly and Kane Brown.
I don't really keep up with either, but
I don't. Yeah, I fuck with country, but I just see it in passing.
Yeah, I don't really go out of my way to listen to it.
Yeah, not out of my way, but if it comes across my table and I'm like, all right, let me see.
Or if I'm at a party, it's on, I'll listen to it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hate on it. I don't hate on it. But so you're from the north side of Houston, right? Mm-hmm. What has that kind of shaped you? What is it like living there? What was it like growing up there?
I say as a kid, as far as like musically, there's a lot of Swisher House going on around me, and that's kind of what the influence is now, and like what I've enjoyed, what kind of got me started. Just the nature of like where we came from and how we made music is just like a bunch of like 7 dudes in a studio. On an Acid Pro on a computer, and it just everybody just got to flow back to back to back to back to back. It's like 7 dudes on a song. It's like 8 minutes long, and everybody just either freestyling or got their written stuff on. So I think that shaped me because Paul Wall and Chamillionaire were the first like legends to me in my eyes. Like this is what I looked up as the pinnacle of like hip hop. Like Paul Wall and Chamillionaire, they were wrecking like, but also making jams, but also wrecking. But also I could hear them. They weren't rapping too fast, but like I don't know, like get your mind correct front to back. I could recite all the words for you. Hey. So if every karaoke party, then I could do all the Chamillionaire and Paul Wall's verses.
H-Town karaoke party?
Hell yeah.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'm going to have to do something.
Yeah, but I make sure I'm hosting it, all right? Because you're not going to just steal my idea.
I'm over here. H-Town karaoke. So
SlumpedSessions presents.
Yeah, SlumpedSessions.
Hosted by Kleva.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nawf.
we're gonna talk about this.
We're gonna get it after this.
All right, man. So you grew up listening to all this, and you say you have a diverse sound, and but where do you see like your music going? Like what's the ultimate goal in music?
Musically, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at. But this is not the end for me. I feel like in no way, by any means necessary, like. I don't want music to be the end. Music is the start. And I was thinking about this, and I had this conversation with Real the other day that, like, music is what I found out is that I just enjoy to write. Like, it could not be writing music. I write plays. I write scripts.
Poetry
yes, poetry. I write books, like just letters, just stories. And that's where I would like to take our company. I would like to change HH4L from just being a record label right now. If we can prove that we can get some artists going, whether it be myself, Real, Bandit, Stunna, or the next younger generation of HH4L that we got coming up in the next couple of years. But I would like to turn it into film, skits, short films. I feel like there's not enough voices for the young Mexican Americans out here, especially not from Texas. Like a lot of what we see like on Netflix and Hulu is Mexicans, Americans, but they're from Cali. Mm-hmm. And so that, it's not to diss anyone, but that is a different type of culture and lifestyle.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex is a whole different thing. And I feel like that story hasn't been told yet for whatever reason. There's a lot to do with like we got pushed back a little bit because Selena passed away. Some of our legends have, and SPM got locked up. So those two things have kind of stopped us where we would have been already. So I would like to pick that back up and tell stories. Like that's it. That's all we're really doing with music is telling stories, telling my stories. And however I can get that message across is what I want to do. So I see music turning into like cartoons, me able to be writing scripts for cartoons. Now I'm doing the animation. I'm doing the production, the music production. Right now I'm having my studio being built. I have an audio room on one side, a video room on the other side. On this side we do video and have our green screen and we're creating animations and using our computer for that. On the other side we're just pushing out the music. So once I can get all that figured out and the wheels turning, that's where I see myself going. Like I want to be, like Kanye said, you want to be Disney. I want to be Disney. I want to be pushing out.
I want to be diverse within.
Yeah, diversify our portfolio, but also just like stay being creative because that's what I enjoy.
Hey,
that's literally all I enjoy.
I've never really thought about that of the portrayal of like Mexicans in like film. Like you said, it's mostly Cali, but you also have a lot of New York too.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah, but that's more. You move away from Mexican when you go to New York, and you go like it's more Dominican, Puerto Rican. Like,
and
it's a different type of Latin. Like all the respects to it, but it just ain't our story.
yeah.
And that's something I would like to tell with us. Like we're different. Like we're just different. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just different.
And yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really, not that I know of anything down here.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I'm like, I'm pushing more for it right now. And I want to, be that voice or at least be the channel to help that voice get to the next level. And yeah, hopefully. I mean, I know it'll happen. It's just going to take time and perseverance as we've been doing. Like we've been doing this a long time as far as like getting our sound and doing things like that. And we're happy. I'm happy where I'm at. And wherever I end up, I'll be happy as well. It's just, this is what I enjoy doing. I'll never reach it's like you said, like once you, like people want to make $1 million and get rich. And for what reason though? Once you get there, then it's like, all right, next? I'm really sad and I really don't have anything I want. No, it's just creating. Creating is all I want to do, and writing. With just a pen and a paper, I'm happy. You can leave me on an island.
Well, you said you've been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Back in like school and shit, was writing what you were good at, or
writing and speaking was always what I was good at, And as I got older, I realized like, I used to be a shy kid when I was small, when I was younger, because I had fucked up ass teeth. So my teeth were fucked up. So I would never talk, because the time when I would try to talk to people, they would make fun of me, because like, you know how kids are, they're fucking hella fucking rude and hella straightforward. They're like,
kids are
they
rude
got
as
fucked
fuck.
up ass teeth. I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna talk. So when I was younger, I never realized how good that I spoke, but I wrote really well, and that was what I was just in my head, just writing. And so when I got older and I got braces 3 different times,
Three
I was
times?
like, yeah, 3 times. We'll talk about that later.
God
3
damn.
times, but fuck, when I got my teeth, I was like, well, fuck y'all. Now I'm finna speak and say what I gotta say. My confidence came with that. And so, I've always felt like I've been a better speaker, more strong communicator, and in all aspects of communicating. Art is communicating, film is communicating, writing flows is communicating. I'm just trying to get a message across, and how can I best put it in a way where it's understood by the masses, where they'll understand it and take it take it in stride and listen to it, actually. So
my mind is still kind of blown with the 3 times.
yeah, I had braces 3 times. So I had braces in middle school, and that was like the first time I had it. That was what fixed my teeth the first time. All right, so they, how if your bracket breaks or whatever the fuck, they're gonna shift, right? So I had the plastic ones, and they're nasty, right? You got to keep putting them in. They're all dirty. You got to be brushing them. Yeah. After that, I said, fuck this. One broke, and I stopped wearing them. So by the time I got to high school, I think it was like 12th grade, my teeth had kind of shifted, and I was really like, fuck, man. I had braces for 2 years. Now my shit fucked up. So I got like Invisalign. I did that for a few months, but that shit didn't work the way I wanted it to. Oh. So then I went and got like a cosmetic 6-month smile. So I had braces 3 times. Dang. Different kinds of braces, like the real metal ones, the plastic one, retainers, and then like just like the clear one, like the white ones. There's like white brackets and white. Yeah. So for 6, even in the like when I first started, like, I don't know if you ever seen like some of my music videos, like One Night Stand, Coconut Taco. I had braces in that shit, but just can't see because I'm not opening my mouth all the way.
You already knew.
Yeah, my publicist was like, just don't open your mouth all the way. I'm like, all right.
You just know how to hide them.
Yeah.
So whenever you were actually, getting the confidence and starting to write, and you were, when did you get into music?
When did I get into music?
So like actually recording and taking it serious?
Hella early. My brother started recording music on his karaoke machine back in the day. So, if you were recording on a karaoke machine, it was way back making tapes. So once I started seeing them recording and writing, at the time it was just like, oh, everybody, I can write too, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I think about 7 or 8, I wrote my first flow, kind of put it on wax. But
you remember anything from that one?
Hell no. Hell no. And then a few years passed by, and I was still taking it, kind of seriously, and actually putting out my own mixtapes at school, little shit like that. But in between that time, my brother went from independent artist and was actually signed with Chingo Bling. And that's when I kind of saw the business side of everything. That was what kind of had the fucking light bulb at the top of the head, like bing, like, yeah, oh, okay, this is I can make money off of this shit. I could turn this into a career. I can actually do this. Because when he got signed with Chingo, my brother used to take me to the studio, and I would be in there. And just like how I have my house set up now, Chingo's house was set up. It was like just an office. Like I think it was his old parents' house on the south side or something. But like there was nobody lived there. It was just a regular ass house in the neighborhood. And you would walk in, it'd be like the lobby in the front where the living room was supposed to be. One room was the studio. One room had merch. The other room had like the video team was in there doing graphics and all type of shit. So
That's
they were
dope.
working all out of one house and always together. So that communication was flowing back and forth, boom, 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 boom. And then I was also starstruck because like Lucky Luciano would walk in the door, Chingo walk in the door. I'm like, shit. So yeah, that was what kind of like gave me the more of the bug. Like, man, they could really do this shit. Like it make you start believing in yourself because like people are actually doing this. So yeah, that was when it kind of became like a real thing for me.
I guess seeing like Chingo and Lucky whenever you're growing up is showing like if they can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
It's like somebody in the Latin community is doing it. I could fucking do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and it's not even that because I was already fans of Lucky.
Yeah.
Like I said, it goes back to what you were saying about the Nawf side. Like I was listening to a lot of fucking Swisher House and also like Lucky Luciano. I heard Lil Bing before I heard Lucky Luciano. But then I gravitated towards Lucky because he was always saying like, well, it's the Nawf side, Mexican wrecking he boy. So that's kind of like where my style kind of derived from, like that Nawf side shit, that Mexican shit, being prideful about that shit. Like that came from Lucky. Like Lucky was the first one talking about Nawf, and on a fucking track. Besides Slim,
Yeah.
it was Slim Thug and Lucky. Those are the only two people yelling Nawf on the track. And you fast forward to now, and there's a bunch of us. So that was what kind of where it came from, living on the Nawf side.
So seeing all that, and then I'm sure you saw the pressing of the CDs, and then now you're going into doing everything online and everything with social media now. What is that kind of transition, and what is that kind of shift like to you?
I feel like it's better because you gotta like, excuse me, you have to be more creative with your shit nowadays, and it's not so easy. Back then, if you just had a nice video, people were considering you, what is it? What's it called? Like a defined rapper. Like you're somebody who people are worthy of knowing in the city. These days, anybody can make a video.
Everybody has.
So
videos.
it's like the barrier for entry is lowered, but that doesn't mean that the quality needs to be lowered. So it's still easy to stand out, but it's just boys got to put more quality into it. You just got to work harder. So you know what I'm saying? Because there's more people in the race now. So, but I also feel like just your online footprint and your presence and how you interact with people. You have to have a kind of good personality and be kind of interactive with your fans and with your supporters, and you can't just be like this socially awkward person, or you can't be fake and be like, oh, I'm on this gangster shit, and you taking pictures of like you and I don't know, whatever would be the opposite of being gangster. I don't know, but yeah, you can't just fake the funk now because it's you got to be transparent. Everything is transparency, so you have to be yourself, and that's the part that I like the most. Because I always knew that being myself would get me to wherever I needed to get to. I never had to act like I was somebody else or fake like I was somebody else or pretend like I did this when I didn't do that. Like, I'm going to tell you like that. We can sit here and talk about how I got cheap shit from the thrift or fucking wieners or not as wieners, or Fallas Paredes and shit. Like, I'll buy that shit and wear it. And on the song, you're going to hear me say the same shit. Like, it's never going to be like some kind of flamboyancy or fake the funk about it. So I feel like social media is great, but it also presents its own challenges, right? Because music don't make as much money as it did. So that's why I said, like, and the way independent artists make money is off of merch and shows ain't happening right now either. But now we're getting to this virtual show thing, and now people are starting to learn how to put production on. And that's where I was already thinking, like, going into film. So if we're already learning how to do production and doing virtual shows, now why the fuck we can't make a movie?
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's all day. So I'm just like, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit there and adjust and think about it. Luckily, I got a good team around me of some bright and creative minds that I like to keep. And we just bounce ideas off of each other. That's why we created our own office. And we're having fun with it. That's all it is. Just have fun with it. We don't take it too seriously. We get respect because we show respect. And I think it's great. But I also think there's still a place for things like CDs and other stuff like that, like as far as memorabilia items that you can sell. So
I think with social media, I think it's dope, the kind of fan engagement that you get. Like like you said, you have to be more transparent, and a lot of people are
scared of being that.
Yeah, and are engaging with the people that support them more. Because like you said, you don't want to have a bad interaction with somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you're talking all this, positivity and shit online, and they run into you in the streets or something, like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, and you're an asshole. It's like, damn. So it's good fan interaction with social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's good. It's also bad too because it just depends. But that's with everything, right? Like you could be saying the wrong things or giving people bad advice, and that's a whole nother topic, right?
But I was going through your Instagram. I went all the way to the bottom. All the way.
Hey, see, that's why I keep shit like that, because I want people to know the story of how when we first started all the way till now.
Well, I did notice that you just have hella selfies on there. Hella selfies. Like
shit.
it's kind of
I mean, look at my teeth. I just got
braces 3 times. Braces 3 times. I'm gonna be taking some selfies.
What'd you think I was gonna get braces 3 times and not take no selfies? What the fuck? AKA Young Handsome. El Guapo. That's why we call me El Guapo. You know what I'm saying?
But I did
El
notice
Guapo.
that I saw something on there that I thought was really dope. It was whenever you were doing 40-ounce USB flash drives.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that? Kind of like the marketing and stuff?
Yeah, okay, so back then it was like right kind of, what year was that? Like 2011, 12?
I was deep in there.
Somewhere. It was like 12, I think, 13, right? It's like 12 or 13, I don't know. It was like my sophomore year of college or some shit like that. But we were making the transition, everything was making the transition from being like, CDs were still kind of being used, to cars were just starting to come out with no more CD players. It was just Bluetooth, right? So the world was just making that transition. And I was on, during that time I was in college, so a lot of what I saw was people with laptops. Mm-hmm. So what I told my team was like, all right, how can we get this on a USB so we can put the videos on there and the fucking music, and I can just hand them to people and they can stick them in their laptop and they'll have all the music on their shit. It'll automatically upload, and they can keep the USB to keep on using it for homework or whatever the fuck to use for class and shit like that. So that way, and somebody would ask like, what's that? Oh, that's a 40. Oh, I got from Kleva. Oh, he raps. Oh, look. And now it's just a conversation that gets carried on. So that was just a part of our marketing for that particular project. And the project was called 40s on 6.
Yeah.
So it was like a little 40 bottle USB.
That's
dope. It was like part of the packaging and all that shit.
Do you plan on doing anything like that for these next projects?
Yeah, for sure. Every project will come with an item. So that's, like I said, part of the marketing tactic that we're going into, but also part of like us turning it into actual business and getting dollars out of it. Because independent artists know, or the ones that are taking it seriously know, that there's a lot of money that goes into it that people don't know, behind the scenes stuff. And it's not, to be in spite of like, oh, I paid this much for this, so you should have to pay. It's not you have to. It's just I'm investing in my art, so I'm paying for production. I'm paying for mixing and mastering. I'm paying for videos. I'm buying my cameras. I'm paying for studio equipment. I'm paying for, merchandise off the top. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Little, like, small things that people don't understand is tedious. But, with that, yeah, I would like to, also get a ROI on my fucking project. So I want to, have a item like that. Actually, with most projects, we drop items like that. Because with the next project, it was called El Guapo, and that's where I got the nickname from. Mm-hmm. And we dropped like the Loteria cards, like a set with like it said El Guapo in the middle, and then we made a bunch of other ones.
Okay, yeah, just like the cover.
Yeah, just like the cover. That's where we got the idea from. I was like, it'd be tight if we made like an actual Loteria game. I was like, because we play Loteria with my family all the time. Man. Anybody who's Mexicans already knows. Oh, yeah. Any Thanksgiving, Christmas, they're like, bring the Loteria. Like, I don't got no fucking quarters, man.
I ain't got no change, man.
Let me get a loan, man. So,
let me run to the store real quick.
Yeah, for real. So I was like, what if we made a new one for the new age? Like, has Selena, has Pimp C on there with some Houston style. I've seen other ones come out since then. Yeah. And that was one that I really feel like we should have capitalized on, but that was, there's a lot of stuff going on, but
that's dope,
that's just another idea.
I think marketing like that and giving people something other than just the music and the visuals and stuff, like memorabilia that they can hold on to is always dope, and that's something that people actually really do hold on to.
Yeah, for sure. I think they keep it, they hold it, they look at it, but it also creates your brand. Like, so then if I just wanted to retire and make Loteria cards or have a Loteria place or bingo place one day, I could build on it. And I think that's the mindset. Like, I don't know. I look at people and I see things that they do and I try to mimic it if it's working. Like, like the reason I got even those ideas or like to do that shit is because it was crazy too. Like, what's the dude's name? Jimmy Buffett. Is that his dude name from Margaritaville? Who sings Margaritaville?
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett.
All right. So the whole reason that concept came about is because I'm like, all right, Jimmy Buffett made one song and he said Margaritaville. And he created a whole brand around this Margaritaville shit. And now he got hotel chains in the fucking Margaritaville. People going to Margaritaville and 5 o'clock somewhere. Like, these are sayings that already existed, right? Margaritaville did, 5 o'clock somewhere did. Well, he made them his brand and built businesses off of them and never had to make a song again. And that's what I want to do. I want to create wealth within my family for the next generation, whatever the case may be. Doing whatever, but doing things that I love, So it's just how you spin it. It could always go to the next level. We just gotta. Sometimes I feel like we get so focused on just this, but the music ain't it.
It's creating long term.
Yeah, creating long term wealth. Creating like HS4L is a brand.
It's not gonna stop at you. It's gonna be your kids and your kids' kids and
my artists that I got coming in. The longer I'm gonna pass it to you. Like, here, I got us here. Now you can get here because I started here. but now we're here. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is what it is. Like we got to keep on passing the baton. And we started at a higher place. We started at a lower place, and now I got to a higher place. Now I passed it to you. So you started at a higher place than I did. So I just feel like people just need to get in that mindset of like, how can I spin this with anything? I can do that with anything. Like you give me a brand and product, but also that's what I went to kind of school for that. So communication, marketing, advertising, all that shit is what I went to school for.
Fraternities.
And fraternities. No, I didn't go to school for fraternities. I went to school for sororities. I joined a fraternity.
You just joined a fraternity for the sororities.
Facts.
The
Don't
girls.
tell my girl that. Nah, she was in sorority too. Shout out all the Huntsville hoochies.
I don't know y'all, but shout out to y'all.
Hey, Drew knows. Drew knows about the Huntsville hoochies.
Hey, I got
That's
you right
the boy
there.
Drew. Shout out
Trill
Trill Art.
Yeah.
Shout out Trill Art. Shout out my boy Drew. What it do?
So, I mean, that's dope. Creating long-term wealth, creating, it's not gonna stop at you. It's gonna, continue to grow
For sure.
for as long as it can.
Yeah, as long as somebody's willing to carry the baton. That's why I tell my brother all the time. Like he's starting to get back into the rap thing, but like I kept the flame going as far as like keeping us relevant within the new culture of artists within the city. You know what I mean? Like I've been around and trying to keep the brand alive. So that way, if he wanted to come back, he could come back. And now, now we're starting to move and get a younger artist in. So I always I'm a big picture guy, which is kind of where I fuck up, because on the details I don't give a shit about. I let somebody else worry about those. I'm looking at what's in the finish line. You know what I mean?
So how long before you actually start, like whenever you were writing, how long before you actually signed?
Signed to the last label that I was with. It was in 2013, like right around when that 40s came out. So what had happened was Coast from Dope House was one of my big mentors who I met through my brother. And me and my boy Real right here, we were making mixtapes, and I was giving him the Coast, and he would never say nothing, but he would always take them. And I was persistent motherfucker, just like I am to this day. Like I'm gonna keep giving them.
He was being polite. He just kept taking them.
Mm-hmm. Even to this day, though, I send Coast songs on text, and he never responds to me. I bet you if we go in our text thread, there's like 15 songs from me, and then an invite to Garza's music video, and then that was just about it. Like he never responds to none of my songs. Like I'm gonna be a little bro forever. I feel how Kanye feels with Jay-Z. Like I'm gonna be a little bro to Coast forever. But that's my big bro, and shout out to him because he's the one who got me my first deal. And was pushing for me. He kind of acted as my A&R going into the Street Science label. So that was about 2013 when I got signed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was doing music seriously since I was about 2009. So maybe about 4 years.
And
so
then
I got a little deal.
And then you talked a little bit about it on another interview where you left there, and it was an amicable,
Yeah.
It was
left on good terms.
Yeah, left on good terms, and that's how I think it always should be.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't ever want to
burn no bridges.
But that leads into the next thing. Is I was watching Jay Vaz's interview with you, and you were talking about a situation with Kid Evo. You don't have to get into that. People already know, but you talked about building bridges and helping others.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really dope. Why don't you speak on, trying to keep good relations and building bridges throughout, Houston and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. If anybody knows and does business with me, they know that HH4L moves that way. We know we like to keep, credibility with our name, but we're also stand-up guys, and we like to keep it 100. So, like, I think that's the key that a lot of people are missing. And that's what I've seen, right? So I've been in the game, and it's vicious, bro. Like, it's fucking vicious. I've been opened up for Trinidad James. I've opened up for Young Dolph and fucking goddamn bunch of people at South by Southwest official events and things like that, and been up to that pinnacle and got there and realized, like, fuck, these motherfuckers are vicious. It's cutthroat out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could understand it. It's not with spite. It's like I could see it. Like, people are trying to pay their bills. Some people really, really, really like this
is their livelihood.
It's everything they got going on, and you know what I'm saying. And I told myself I would never be like that, though. I was always gonna keep it 100, and because I generally have love for people. I enjoy people. I enjoy, the relationships that I build with people. I take them very seriously. So I think that's why kind of that situation came about with my ex label mate and all that, because I don't take those things for granted or for lightly. So. When those things come about and I'm sitting here and, that's the type of way I like to run my business. So I expect the same from other people.
Yeah.
So, that's what it is. I'm building relationships like with everyone across the city. I don't give a fuck what side of town you're from, whatever the case may be, what it is. Like, it don't matter to me. It don't even matter to me if you're the greatest rapper. If you fucking 100, then I fuck with you and I will go to bat for you and I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And you see it out there. Like, some people might not be as strong as artists. You're like, why they fuck with it? But it's because we probably a real ass nigga. So it's just, that is what it is. That's why if you're good, you shouldn't be spiteful, because then you close your own doors. Yeah. And I see it happen all the time. Like, we shouldn't be so spiteful. Like, oh, they don't fuck with me, they should fuck with me. Like, no, nobody owes you shit. As soon as you get that shit out of your brain, like, as soon as you get that in your brain that nobody owes you shit and you're not entitled to anything, like, then you'll be better off. You don't expect so much from other people. Like, I don't expect shit from nobody. And you know what I'm saying? But I expect myself to act accordingly, like a gentleman, and always move about in my business like that. Like, always be upfront and transparent with my dealings. But that just comes from me knowing how to communicate, knowing how to build these relationships. But with genuineness, it's not like I'm trying to build a relationship just so I could use you to get somewhere else, because sometimes people don't have nothing, and I just want to help people, because then, you know, one day you might, and then one day I might need you, and you're going to look out for me, and that means more to me, because at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, when the fucking world burns down in the next, I don't know, 3 months probably, because the fucking shit seems like it's going to happen.
By the end of the year.
Yeah, by the end of the year, whenever this shit's gone and everything's gone, like, people only going to remember one thing, how you made them feel, and that's it. And that, whether it's through music or through a film that I made or a relationship that we had, and that's all I give a fuck about. That's the only thing that matters to me. That's the only credibility that matters to me, moving around this business. Like, Kleva, he was a fucking weirdo. He got short shorts, but
short
ass nigga. And he had straight ass teeth.
Yeah, took a lot. He took a lot of selfies, but man, he sure showed me some respect.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's how it should be, especially whenever you're dealing with artists and you're dealing with different people. You should always keep an open mind with people and never shut nobody off. Never try to burn no bridges.
For sure.
And you should always lend a helping hand if you're available to do so.
Yeah, you should lend a helping hand, but also you should lend a helping hand with nothing in return.
Yeah.
Like, I have a homie who was like, one time, I don't know, a few years back, I was like, one of my homies, shout out Big J, I was talking to him about some money that I had loaned somebody one time, and he's like, hey, if you loaned him the money, then that means you had it. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't have loaned it. And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You do without expecting in return. That's it. That's the moral of the story. And I ran with that, took it to heart, and I've been living like that since. Like, you know, you needed it, I got you. I'm not expecting anything in return. I don't expect nothing.
Yeah.
But that's why I feel like we're blessed, you know. We're blessed by God, by, you know, our good karma. We always putting the tip in the karma bank, and that's how I move about. That's why I can walk around by myself. I don't need shit. I'm not the aggressive person. I don't need no gun. I'll fight your ass, or I'll fucking diss the fuck out of you on a record if you talking shit. You already know what I'm about. But if you don't, I don't want to be tested, and I'm not trying to test nobody else. But if you come test me, there's a motherfucking monster in the backyard.
I always say, you know, it always falls back to show love, get love. Mm-hmm. You're going to show respect, you get respect.
For sure.
Nobody's entitled to respect, and you should never demand it.
Exactly.
But so leaving that label and going independent, what was, you know, that transition period like of really trying to establish yourself independently?
Shit, it was like exciting for me, because I was
it was like a whole new wave.
Whole new thing. Well, a lot of what happened at the end of the years with the label was me being kind of like upset at myself, and, you know, trying to figure out, okay, what am I gonna do next? What's next? Like, what should I do? Should I not do music no more? Should I just say, like, should I transition into the other things that I have interest in, and try to do some other creative things like film? Or what I really want to do is like write for other people. Writing for other artists is what we do now. You know, I won't say any names, but we write for other artists. So that's where I was seeing myself go. But I didn't want to give up the HH4L brand, and I wanted to keep it going. So whenever that happened, I was hella excited. I was like a kid in the candy store. Now the possibilities were up to me. All the things that were getting thrown back at me, like, no, we can't do this, or we can't do that. Or I think part of me knew that the years were coming to an end, and we were kind of reaching this stage where we're going to separate. So I was less likely to put effort in, because I was like, okay, well, the contract is still in place. You guys still own a portion. So if I put all this effort in, you're still going to get paid. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, you know, that kind of uninspired me to do anything. But I was still recording. I left like 150 songs over there.
Damn.
That nobody will ever probably hear.
Well, hopefully we do.
Hopefully y'all do. But
that's a lot of music.
Maybe one day me and the old label can work the deal. But that also goes back to keeping the bridge, right? Yeah. Like, maybe in a couple years it'll be love, and then I'll be like, hey, what's up with that music? And I might release an unreleased time capsule tape from back in the gap.
Hey, that'd be dope.
That'd be tight. So, but yeah, I did leave a lot of music, but that was the price that I paid to to get out and be independent. But it was exciting because now all the marketing ideas that I thought of, all the other things, the singles that I want, like I get to move however I want to.
I feel
it's not as glamorous. You don't have a
yeah.
team and all that other shit, but it's worth it to me.
From the outside looking in, I obviously don't know how labels work and stuff, but it seems like you have a lot of pushback on certain stuff. You know, you try to do something, and then you know, you're limited to as far as they're willing to let you go. And I guess going to independent, the sky's your limit.
The sky's the limit. I can release whatever song. I can release a song, record it, shoot a video, drop it the next day, and put it. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. And put real on it. Put any artist I wanted. Start growing my own art. Essentially, I wanted to be what my label was.
Yeah.
And they knew that, and we had these conversations. I just felt like I kind of outgrew what I took all the game that they give me. Like shout out, you know, them, because they actually really schooled me to the game. Like I took a lot of. I was watching all the time, so now I know, like, kind of like, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more established. My credit's a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So now I got a little bit more money, so we can make it happen. You know what I mean?
I think I don't know if I've said this on here before, but I think it takes a smart person to see how other people move and see how other people work and take that and actually apply it, because some people just think they know how it should be and everything that goes on, so they don't try to learn or grow.
Yeah, and that just goes with people's egos and like how they feel about other things going on, or like nah, I don't know, they don't know what they're talking about, but like somewhere along the line they do. Like they might not know what they're talking about at that moment, but there's somewhere that got them here to whatever position they're in. Because like I'll take no credit away from my label. Like they got 2 artists to big independent, to big labels. So Chingo, so the people who ran the label that Street Science were Chingo's manager and publicist when he first started and got signed to Asylum Records when my brother was with him. That's how all these relationships kind of flourished. And then they got Snow the Product to, where'd she go? I don't remember where she signed to. But, and then they kind of like moved apart after that, whatever else. But you got 2 artists to a major label's fucking office. Like you kind of know what you're talking about, you know? So I gave them their respect due.
Yeah.
And I listened to them and I, went about and all the ideas. We had a great time. Like during the time when we were making, 40-ounce USBs and shit like that. Like, you could imagine us at the table, like little kids, fun. Like fucking like, yeah, we're like, oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do this. That's what I enjoy. And when it got to like, everybody kind of had their own lives going on. They were in some other things and ventures going on. Like, I understand that. Like, that's fine. But I'm still going to work on this. And I got my own self to worry about and my livelihood. So, let's be peaceful and let's go our separate ways. And, it's always love. Always love.
Well, good thing you didn't leave there and then just drop everything and let it stop.
It almost happened.
Yeah, good thing you kept it pushing.
It's God, man. It's God. God told me not to stop, so I didn't stop. I've wanted to stop a lot of times. I was like, I told real, even in college before I've wanted, like, it's literally always those times. That's how I know it's God. It's like always those times when I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm done. Like, this is ridiculous. And then something happens. Like, right before I got signed to the label, that's how I was feeling. Because we were dropping Bet I Reg 2, and it was doing good, that pip. And I was like, I can't keep doing this shit. I ain't got no money, man. I'm broke. I'm in college. I'm stressing. I think I had just tore my Achilles tendon or some shit. I was going through the rough, and I was pledging my fraternity, so they were hazing me and shit. So there was a bunch of shit going on.
Over here wheeling around.
I was rolling around in an automatic wheelchair around campus and shit. Like, fuck, bro. I was going through it. But then I got signed to the label, and everything changed. And then, that went up, and then, kind of dwindled out. And then recently I was like, well, fuck, man, fuck this then. And then, I had the conversation with them, and then we agreed to go separate ways. And then we got my shit popping, and HH4L is where it's at right now. And I feel like we're just as much relevant as anybody else in the city. And we got OGs, and we got cosigns, and we got anything that we got our back.
What is it like knowing that you got all these OGs and stuff like
it's
backing
good.
you?
It's good. I still can't get a Lucky Luciano verse. I've been trying to. So Lucky, if you're watching this, I need a verse.
Hey, if Lucky's watching this, I'm at least happy for that.
Yeah.
I'm doing something right.
Yeah. So it's tight. I think it's cool. I think people think that they're more involved than they are, but I mean that's whatever though.
When did you actually start realizing man, I got something going here? I got me a good buzz. I got following now.
I think when I got with the label, what made me up until that point it was just me, right? My brother had already the person who got me into music the two people actually, because it was my brother Stunner and the first H84L crew, and then it was Coast. So those two people made me believe, like, all right, because they were like right by me, like we would hang out at normal times, like friends. So those two people allowed me to believe, but then they both dwindled off. So like for that one little period, I was by myself, like I'm the only person, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm like the only person trying to push this, and it's discouraging when you're the only person. So I kept, and it wasn't until I got with the label that, you know, I got with like-minded people who had been there, who'd seen it. So it was more of a reality to them. Like the conversations were different. It's like if we, no, it's like when we, you know? So those, I think when I got with the label, dropped One Night Stand, that started getting radio play and buzz, and then people started showing me more love, and just my style changed a little bit. So I felt like I was doing, you know, like this was coming out. It felt good. So I think that's when like the momentum kind of shifted in my favor. And then it kind of dwindled out. And then you kind of brought it back.
So HH4L, that's you. That's your company. Yeah. It's hard.
Hard Hits for Life.
Okay. See, whenever I see HH4L, my mind.
Huntsville Hoochie for Life.
Oh,
no, not that one.
No.
Houston Ho for Life. No, not that one.
No. See, my mind automatically goes to Hip Hop for Life.
Okay. Hip Hop for Life is fine. That's why I said everything's up for interpretation with me.
Yeah.
Like it could be whatever it wants to you. It can be whatever it wants. As long as it's something positive, it could be whatever you want it to be.
As long as it's something positive?
Yeah, for sure.
Huntsville Hoochies, is that positive?
Yeah, for sure. Is it not?
Okay, but so you starting it and you signing yourself, man. What is it like being like the big dog, the boss of it?
It's very stressful. I was listening to Big Sean on the way over here. He said every day stressing. He's like 7 days a week, 7 game series. What did he say? 7 days. There's a bar on there on this new shit. I can't say it verbatim, but he just basically say he's stressing all week. Every day is a 7 game with a 7 game series. Like 7 days a week is game 7.
I just downloaded that one. I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah, the one with Nipsey. That's where he says it. It's a bar. Like that's what it is. It's really stress, but it's not stress like it's like oh my god, no. It's stress more like I just got things that I need to take care of like a boss, and that's it. It's just I enjoy it. It's up to me, and I always wanted it that way because I believe in myself more than I believe in anything else. I mean, my team as well, but I believe in me and my ability to accomplish the things that I set out for myself. So being the boss allows some reassurance in my head because I know at the end of the day I got it. So
and you being the boss, I'm sure you're looking for artists and stuff. Who do you have that you're working with right now?
I have some younger artists that are getting popping. I have actually a female artist that I'm working with. She's more pop R&B ish, a little bit of hip hop, and then I have another young male that I'm working with. He's about 16. He has some wavy ass shit, and I really like his melodies.
You're not giving no names yet.
No names. The HH4L compilation. Everybody will find out who it is.
Okay.
I have an HH4L compilation coming out. We have about 3 projects. So we have Nawf 4 coming out next month. I got Smokey and the Bandit. That's with Bandit and Real. The Real's right here. This is Smokey. Smokey and the Bandit comes next. Then Bo Lane, which is a Stunner and Kleva. And then Stunner's solo project. And then HH4L compilation. So in the next 5 months, in 5 to 6 months, we'll have HH4L compilation and I'll release the new artist. So right now I'm just working with them, getting their music right, getting their styles right, getting their goddamn marketing and branding right. Yeah, and then we're gonna release them and get them out there because I want. After I'm done, I don't want to do none of this shit. I don't want to be in the background. I don't be standing behind this shit or something. Be like, all right, I'm gonna be like that mom on Mean Girls. Like,
you're the cool mom.
Oh, yeah, I'm a cool mom. I'd much rather you drink it in the house.
Yeah, I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, but
you're gonna be just making sure. Hey, did you go to that interview?
You talk to
them.
I'm gonna be taking their ass over there. Get in the fucking car. We're going to the interview. So yeah.
Going forward, what are you looking for in artists, and what are you looking for in people, man?
I'm looking for feeling. Like, if you're gonna make me feel something, there's one or two things. Like, either you got it, there's just the it factor. Like, you could be successful in anything that you do, no matter what. Like, but it just so happens that I got the key for this rap shit, or you got some mean ass fucking. You make good songs. I don't know. If it makes me feel something when I put it on, then that's what I'm looking for, more or less. You know, let's focus on it. I got a couple, and these two actually, the two that I have, I've been having them for like the last 6 months. So, just getting them prepped up. I just don't want to release them until they're ready. I feel like sometimes we rush things, and I have a plan for the next 2 years already. So there's a calendar in my office that has the next 2 years mapped out. Just like I got the next 6 projects mapped out, I got releases for artists when they're doing this, when they're doing this. it's just a matter of organizing and getting it all together. Just one of the duties that comes. It's key, man. It's key because there's so much shit going on. Like all day I'm running around, and then even after this I'm going to have dinner with my mother-in-law. So we're gonna. So in order for me to do that, I had to make everything a priority in the morning. Go to the dope house, do this, and enjoy the time with my family. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing this for them, right?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you spending all this time doing this and there's nothing in return, or you're not, acknowledging the people that have been with you since the beginning.
Which is why I had to make schedules for myself once I got my own studio. Like I had to be like, all right, this is like a job really regularly 9 to 5, and every now and then on the weekends I got sessions in the evenings or sometimes when it's important or pressing things. But I had to make a schedule for myself because now I'll stay in the studio all day and my girl be like,
hey, what
the fuck you doing? No, well, I'm in the other room, so she come over there like, what you doing? Like recording this song, singing some bullshit like karaoke on a Monday. Like, oh, fuck, already in the middle of the night by myself in the closet.
So you got all these projects coming out within the next 5 months.
Yeah,
and that seems like a
5
big
to 6 months.
5 to 6 months. That seems like a lot. But these past, I think your last project was 2016.
The last official project. I dropped some like on SoundCloud for free. Yeah, but that's just because of the legal situation. Like I didn't want to go into that with whatever legal stuff was going on. So I didn't put anything out through streaming services. So Nawf 4 will be through all the streaming services, and we'll go back to that.
So the singles and stuff that you've been dropping, I saw you just did.
No Pops.
Yeah. Man, that was fire.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And then you have the video for that one.
Yeah.
Where was that one shot at? Was that your place or?
No, that was at Slow Life Studio. Shout out Slow Life. Shout out Lucid Vivid Dreams, LVD. That's his company. Yeah. Slow Life. It was shot at Slow Life Studio.
Okay, and then you have a lot of other singles. You have the Battle Red Hat,
Battle Red Cap,
Battle Red Cap.
Yeah. That was not a single. That was just like in the moment type of shit.
Oh, but I want to get into. I want to know what this is because I have a feeling I know who it's to. People know who it's to.
You can listen to it and you'll know who it's to.
Exactly. But what is the situation on the back end with that?
Nah, man, the situation is not. It's not really anything. I shout out to.
You got the red cap on right now.
Yeah. So watch what you say. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the next one. I get it next. Shit, somebody needs to make it this song to me. I got to get my clout up around here.
I'm down. Okay, so that's where that situation kind of came about. It was like, I think that there was just feelings involved when we did the little battle. So. We were making memes and stuff back and forth, and then it kind of.
I saw that. That was pretty funny.
And we were just trying to hype it up. Like, I mean, me and Tura are friends. We've been knowing each other for a long time. Like, back in when I was doing Bed Rex, and it was like, well, even before that, we were performing at Zona. Like, that's when we met, So it was a situation that had came about. So, and then when the battle happened, it was like a lot of like little underlying personal da. So what the agreement was like, we go to the battle and we're gonna like just spar versus back and forth. I didn't really expect like a battle. Why the fuck would I battle Tura, who's a battle rapper? Like, why the fuck would I go in there and do that shit for myself? Like, try to set myself up that way.
You're not a battle rapper.
I'm not a battle rapper, and that's the first bar of the damn Battle Red Cap. Bitch, I ain't no battle rapper. But nah, it's all love. But I after that, I'm like, I ain't gonna not say nothing about it. So
But there's no like hatred or nothing.
We still follow each other on social media and shit.
It's just
Yeah, it was just a in a moment.
It was just a jab back to.
Yeah, I ain't got no.
And I think I like it. I mean, I love a good.
Yeah, me too.
I like a good feud whenever there's nothing on the back end of like, oh, I'm gonna get him or.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever whenever it can stay hip hop, whenever it can stay in the music, I think it drives.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's always like I don't know. They say that controversy sells. That's not what it was for, but I mean, I think it helped
that
the
Kanye
both.
controversy.
I think
sells.
It helped us both, like or if anything, I don't know. Maybe not help them as much after the fact, but
I mean, I don't know. I fuck with Too Raw. I like his music. Mm-hmm. I think he's as a person, he's dope.
Yeah, I think he's talented. I think it was just a lot of like little witty, spiteful things. We felt some type of way as a company and brand when we're like you said, we'll go back to the we were assisting artists. I had lots of videos with Too Raw, even with on my own label budget that I was using to help Too Raw, because I knew that he was doing his own thing, but he was my boy and it was love. So when those types of things are going on and I'm, putting you in front of this camera, giving you opportunities, not giving you, but, trying to help because we're friends. And then you go on J Vaz show and say that I'm I only won because I had the cosign, or like it was like a little jabs like that I was like, is that how you feel for real? Like you're not even gonna like shout your boy out, like we friends, dog. Like even in the like I didn't even when I won, I invited him to come perform with me at the Day of Unity, and he didn't want to go. He said he wasn't gonna go, and then he showed up. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Like it's cool. You know what? I did nothing against you. Nothing against, but when it was like it come to bars and shit, like I don't play that shit. Like you wanna go bars and bars, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? You should have told me beforehand, so I could have wrote all these. But it proved, to me, it came out to be a great moment. and within underground hip hop, it created more of a culture. I feel like I don't know. That's what, and even with the J Vass thing, like when we did that battle, I told him I'm like, we should do this because it'll be a great, like people will be more inclined to kind of watch it because me and him are two kind of more heavy hitters in the city as far as the bars go. Oh my bad. So when it happened, we were all in it together and set up. So I guess he felt some type of way, but I think he had felt some type of way prior too, which is why I say like on the J Vaz interview, there were things that were said that it didn't kind of strike me so well because it was like, oh well, you gotta let people win sometimes. Gotta da-da-da. It was real fucking like I don't know, like backhanded compliments going on there, and I don't want that fake love.
Yeah.
So we did the battle, and then that happened again. I'm like, yeah, you gotta keep slapping me in the face because I'm gonna hit you back. So, and then that's it. But it's all on wax, you know what I mean? Like it's love. Like I ain't trying to like murk nobody or like, oh, when I see you, I'm gonna pull up. Da, da, da. There'll be a conversation definitely.
But I think if it stays, on wax, stays on
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'll give him his due diligence and respect and whatever. And if we see me, have a conversation. Or if he wants to fight, then we might have to fight. But you know what? We've been friends a long time, so I think more than nothing, it'll be a conversation. So I don't think there's any hard feelings, at least not on my part. That's all. I can't speak for the other sides, but I can say that for me, like, we on to the next. I got a company that I'm trying to run over here. That was just, You
can't be, murking people and keep a company afloat.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can. You haven't seen Power? He was killing everybody and still running the drugs and running the fucking club. But, I think it was... I also think it was great because it allowed for people to know that like Kleva ain't no bitch, and I don't care how short my shorts are, I wreck the fuck out of you. That's a bit of facts.
But going off of Day of Unity, that's actually the first time I've seen you perform, and that was actually the first time I heard of you. Why don't you talk about that situation? How was that? Being there and winning that and stuff.
So the Day of Unity was crunk. And that was like when I just left the label. I had just left the label, and we were like on a mission. So I was like looking for any opportunity and every opportunity to kind of like show that we're back as HX4 as our brand, and as Kleva as a brand, Kleva de la Nawf. And then that situation just popped up, and I was like, fuck it, all right, that's what we're about to do. We're about to fucking win this fucking Day of Unity thing, and we're gonna put all of our resources towards it, and this is what's gonna happen. So. What's funny is the Wiggy Wiggy verse that I did was like 3 different verses that I had, and I just pieced them all together. So I didn't write no new shit for the Wiggy Wiggy. Okay. These were verses that I already had, and so, that was great because that allowed me to like build my relationship with the station, with the Dope House, which I already kind of have a relationship with Coast, and kind of move about. But it was also like a declaration to like I'm back, like you know what I'm saying, like back as an independent artist, back as a label head, and doing my own thing. So. It was a staple, and ever since then we've been running off of that momentum. From that year, so it's been like into this next year.
So you think that kind of like elevated you and kind of gave you a little bit more eyes on you? Yeah,
for sure. With that situation and everything that came with it, and then like how mad people were that they lost. That was all that shit was like one snowball effect. Even to this day, people are still mad about the old shit.
I mean, there was a lot of people that try to do it, and you beat out.
And nobody knew that it was gonna be SPM picking. So like,
I didn't know
that was a sideways bar. Yeah. So I'm like, cool, man. Got a SPM cosign. Gonna put it at the beginning of my mixtape, like Kleva de la Nawf. Have SPM saying that shit.
But I mean, it definitely put me onto you.
Yeah.
I was back there. I was backstage. I went to go try to talk to you afterwards. But you were, surrounded by a lot of people. You obviously just came off. A lot of people were talking to you. I didn't get to talk to you at that time.
Okay.
But it definitely put you on, my radar of listening to you and putting you onto getting you here.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of artists need to like take away from this is the fact that like, you may think that you're this big artist. Like I could feel this way about it. Like, oh, like everybody should know about me, but it's not. It's like you got to work extra times harder till they know about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not their job to believe in you. You got to make them believe. Like, I got to be out there moving around more because there's somebody out there that still don't know about me. You know what I mean? Like you. Like, I had to go to that show and win this show because, like, my work's not done yet. You know, I got to keep on moving, keep on circulating, keep on moving around. And that's what I knew. And that's what I've always known is, like, I just got to stay in the conversation and work my resources and work my relationships and work my music and actually believe in it, like, wholeheartedly when I'm moving about. And if I believe in it, then there's no reason why nobody else believe in it. If I don't believe in it, then why the fuck should somebody else believe in it? So
I think it goes to, like, you said you're doing the runs around to different media places and stuff because you're going to be dropping No 4.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all these different places that are going to be, you know, doing pieces on you and stuff, they have people that watch them that don't know who you are. And then that
won't probably never heard my music, but they might listen to this interview and be like, hey, I kind of like this guy. Like, you know, I kind of like, and people like personality, or they might, you know, gravitate towards you based off of something that you say. And then they, you know, it kind of goes backwards. So some people find the music first and then start going into your personality and your normal life. Some people find your personality and your other shit, and then they go back. And that's how I feel with film and all the other shit that we got going on. So if I can put different avenues of shit, then I can make a whole world for myself and bring people in it.
So on No 4, what can you say about it? Who do you have, or what kind of you know, rollout do you have for that one? Or because I know that's the big one that you got coming out. That's you.
Yeah.
And that's not your label compilation tape, you know, with everybody on it and stuff. But this is your project. What can you say about that one?
For Nawf 4, I could tell you that the production is fire. Slow Life. Shout out Musically Minded Entertainment. Shout out Risky. Shout out Capo. I think he has a production on there. For anybody that don't know, that Capo makes beats now. And they're fire as fuck. Any other producers that we have on the project that I'm forgetting about? Nothing I can think of right now, but those are the main ones that I've worked with. Oh, also Track Sounds and Concept P. So I got a couple of those beats, and Marco who linked me with Track Sounds and Concept P. So those are some of the producers on the album, and the features I'll just leave up for the surprise.
It's gonna be a surprise.
But
do you have a date in mind?
Date will be early October, late September. So probably right now we're looking at early October. I think October the 2nd was the date. Really, I'm not too sure, and I'm not concerned about it either. It'll be somewhere around that time.
Yeah, so I mean, just be on the lookout. October, early September, somewhere around there. You know, you get it when you get it.
Yeah, you'll get it, but you're gonna get all this fire before. So, and I've been feeding them, so we good. We good. You got 5-6 projects to look forward to in the next 6 months. So. Oh yeah. We got a documentary coming with Nawf 4. Okay. So that kind of builds up. Like same things we were talking about here. We're working on a short film, which is, like I said, my company. There's 3 separate entities to the Hardhead ENT. There's Hardhead Music Group, which is our label. There's 4L Studios, which is our video team that runs everything. And then I got Della Nawf Publishing, which is all my writing shit. So we're working on a short film and a documentary to go with Nawf 4, which is why it's kind of taking a little bit longer, because we're working on that, me and Real writing, along with some of our other team members. But it's just about the climb from the time we left the label until where we got to now for Nawf 4. It's just like the road to Nawf 4, pretty much.
Is that going to be bundled with the project, or is that going to be released on YouTube? Just
released on just semi-separate, yeah. Okay. So it'll be with it, but it won't be like attached to it, like not like a DVD. Okay. It'll just be available to stream.
I don't even know if people still have DVD players.
Yeah, I don't have DVD players. And just like people don't have CD players.
Yeah, I don't have a DVD. I mean, I guess people have them on like Xboxes.
Or everybody can send me their phone number and I'll text it to you. No, or it's gonna be probably streamed on there. I'm gonna try to sell it to Netflix first though.
Hey, you gotta get that check.
Hulu maybe.
Hey, you never know. Never know.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Stars. I think I'll fit perfectly on that lineup.
On HBO Max or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, that's dope. You got your projects coming out. You got a lot going on right now.
Hell yeah.
So definitely be on the lookout. About October, you should have
about a month.
Yeah.
But I'll be having between now and then. I have like 1 or 2 more singles and videos that'll drop to just create more buzz around it. a lot of surprises. Spanish records. We're working with 92.1 to get our shit on the radio. 97.9. Shit, everybody. If they play me on the radio, I'll speak in whatever language you want me to. I correct in whatever language.
Hey, you learn a language to be on the radio.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I will.
Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you at, man?
Instagram, Kleva de la Nawf. KLEVADELANAWF. And it's the same thing for Facebook, Twitter, all that shit. KlevaDelaNawf.com, YouTube.com/KlevaVision. You know, you find me. I pull up at your house.
Hey, be on the lookout for the next music, all the next projects, all the next singles, videos, everything. You can find them everywhere. Kleva de la Nawf on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere.
Urban Outfitters, my shorts are gonna be on the shelves next week.
And then you can also find him on streaming services on SoundCloud, everywhere. Kleva.
Yeah.
Is it
everywhere.
Kleva de la Nawf on?
It's Kleva right now, and that's where all my music is. But I'm sure as far as like when Nawf 4 drops, it'll probably switch to Kleva de la Nawf.
Okay.
Because I know there's another artist named Kleva. Remember that little white dude that be singing and something like that. But anyway, we're making a transition to Kleva de la Nawf.
You can find him everywhere.
Kleva right now.
Be on the lookout. We out here. Slump Sessions. Thanks for watching.
Slump Sessions, HH4L. Hey, what it do?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Bling blah.
Stay slump.
Roll it up, let it slump. Roll it up, let's roll it up. Why talk about it, be about it, take another shot.